my name is Stephanie Goodwin. It's my distinct pleasure to serve you all as the Executive Director for Out on Screen. And so, in order to welcome the Vancouver Queer Film Festival onto their territories, I'd like to welcome up Shamansot Nahaney and Marissa Nahaney from the Squamish First Nation.
My sister and I, Shamansot, we would love to welcome you here on the traditional unceded territories of the Musqueam, the Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh peoples. The first song we would like to sing for you today is Greeting of the Day. This song was composed by our Aunt Sequoia in Stanley Park at the turn of the 19th century. When she was told that it was the end of our culture, that wasn't good enough for her. When there was injustice against our peoples, instead of going to hardship, she prayed every day. And this song gave her strength every single day.
I think has elicited some strong feelings, and it means different things to different people. And I wanted to tell you that for me, love and resist means many things. It means seeing and holding each other up in celebration and affirmation. It means recognizing our personal and community's accomplishments. And it also means continuing to break through barriers and tear down walls, even if I'm not the one being held back by them. It's also about holding space so that those whose identities and very existence are the most contested can be themselves completely. It's about pouring myself into building the strength, resilience, and beauty of our communities in all their complexities. So my invitation to all of us here at this festival is, let's leave it all out on the dance floor over the next 11 days. Let's be the place where our community finds family and finds home. Let's be the platform for provocative queer film and art. And let's be the example of community, where we help each other out and we really care about what happens. That after an exhaustive international search, it's true, it's international. We found not just one, but two such unicorns. They are Anushka Ratnaraja and Amber Dawn. Can we give them a round?
Welcome to the 29th Annual Vancouver Queer Film Festival. I'm Anushka Ratnaraja, one of the newest members of the VQFF and Out on Screen family.
Welcome.
Thank you. I joined this incredible, daring, and established festival as a co-artistic director with my dear colleague and friend, Amber Dawn, and I thought I would talk about a film that foundationally changed my life. It was a sweeping epic with stunning visuals, the story of a single mom who raised her child to respect their environment. It was a coming-of-age tale of a young person stepping into their power and taking leadership, a story of friendships formed across difference, a film that showed me the transcendence of love across identities and generations. This film was Bambi. So not only did this film change my life, but it changed the lives of those around me, because I'm charismatic and adorable. Now, Bambi is not obviously a part of the Queer Film Library, although I would argue that Flower the Skunk has a pretty queer cross-species crush on Bambi. And Bambi is a pretty fan name. But I tell you this story story so you can understand how much film means to me. When I say I believe in the power of art to change us, I really mean it. The form itself is designed to have an almost overwhelming sensory and emotional impact. Seeing a film the way it's meant to be seen, in the theater, on the scale dreamed of by the filmmakers, can be an ecstatic collective experience of laughter or outrage or tears, and a view into a fully realized world. When Amber Dawn and I decided upon love and resistance as our festival theme and our guiding curatorial principle, we did so out of the awareness that we need our hands and our hearts, our most compassionate and intelligent tools for resistance, if we are to survive and thrive in a world that is unceasingly hostile towards us.
I want a dyke for president. And I want a person with AIDS for president. And I want a fag for a vice president. And I want someone with no health insurance. I want someone who grew up in a place where the earth was so saturated with toxic waste that they didn't have a choice about getting leukemia.
Queer, trans, racialized, indigenous, immigrants, poor and working class, sex workers, women, artists. We are amazing. We are always on the front line of oppression in various and intersecting ways. It is heartbreaking work to convince the powers that oppress us of our humanity, to prove we are worthy of safety, survival, and joy. It is even more deeply heartbreaking to have to prove our humanity to one another. There is a deep and hurtful imbalance in the ways stories about us are told and disseminated. And let's be honest, we do not always love each other and we do not always resist together. To resist oppression is an act of love, even and especially when we are hurtful to each other. When I tell you you hurt me, it is because I love you. When I tell you you did me wrong, it is because I love you. To love one another is an act of resistance. When I tell you I love you, I must show you again and again how much by standing with you as we fight for our freedom together. In our programming streams this year, Amber Dawn and I sought to uplift films that we saw doing the important work of building these empathetic connections between people on screen and in theater seats. Because great art and storytelling, when it comes down to it, beautifully, brutally, honestly represents the humanity that we all share, even and especially when it pushes us. Even and especially when we are uncomfortable. The work of art is not to protect us, but to push us into new intellectual and emotional discoveries, to deepen our understandings of ourselves and others. As I say in my festival welcome, it is impossible to capture our multiplicity, and that is a beautiful thing because it means we will never run out of stories to tell. The variety of lives we will glimpse into this year is only a drop in the ocean of who we are, and I am honored to play whatever small part I have in bringing us to the shore together. There is nothing more powerful than when we share our stories with each other, and I hope you have a Bambi moment.
I am human. I am human.
this multi-award winning feature, the Contreras brothers asked us to consider what suffers when an Indigenous language is lost. What ways of being alive, of loving, of relating to one another are also put at risk. Here's a little behind the scenes fact. The brothers worked with a linguist to create an entire fictional alphabet, vocabulary, grammar, and phonics in place of an existing endangered Indigenous language. Ernesto Contreras said in an interview at Sundance Film Festival, quote, "We decided not to use a real Indigenous language out of respect for each and every one of the speakers of these tongues that are disappearing," end quote. This directly ties into what Anushka and I have talked about and have sought after in our themes of love and resistance for this program. We're really excited to work with film and media artists whose ethical visions are as ingenious as their creative visions. Artists who love and who resist. Please enjoy the film.
I'm just sitting at the table thinking about me. With my moccasins on, letting my light fall. With my half-mast eyes like a tearless drone. I am the deep down cloud.
Well, the sun is rising. Few may choose to leave. So shade that lid and we'll all bid judge your ennui. Let's have a kiki. I wanna have a kiki. Let's have a kiki. I'm gonna let you have it. Let's have a kiki. I wanna have a kiki. Die. Turn work. Let's have a kiki. We're gonna serve.